Well, one good thing about YouTube, well, one there's not too many. It's getting a little bit restrictive, but I've just been making a playlist on my precious Tiffany GoldDigger the Cat, and it's this Tiffany GoldDigger the Cat, gift from the gods. I've been adding videos. I don't know how many videos more I have to do. I probably have about 80 videos on her, so quite a few. Now I want to say there's definite signs I got from her. One was I saw a cat that looked just like her. If she was outside, if I thought she was outside, I would have stopped the car and got out and called her to me. But it wasn't her. It couldn't have been her because it was after she passed away from the cancer. But it was right down my street. Like when just go down my own street and to the end, the stoplight, a stop sign, excuse me, and I saw two yellow eyes out there, and I said, "Oh, a cat!" So I slowed down, and the street light is on the left, and I could see very clearly under the street light, a cat with a black tail, white body, and a black hat, like she has, and look, but it was a real cat because I never saw that cat before in my life. And I've been driving down that road there, just going out that way, right by my house for the last 20 something years. And but I did see that same cat a few days later at the Den End Street with an orange cat. So it's a real cat. It wasn't a ghost cat or anything. But I want to say I also seen her in my dreams. Very realistic. And what was interesting was she was looking at me like almost like a happy. You know how a dog, when you say a dog makes a happy face and her tongue is sticking out? Well, she was doing that. But it's unusual for a cat to do that, with the tongue hanging out. It was her. But then I said, oh my God, their problem was she had the cancer on the tongue, the tumor on the tongue, and she was kind of showing me, it's all healed. Even she's somehow healed up again. Then, I finally did realize, if looking back at all these videos, I'm talking about the carbon C60, that if I back off doing a little bit, her problems come back again, and was giving her the carbon C60 like a religion pretty much all the time until I started the colostrum, and then she got really good. That was only in June of 2019. Then by the beginning of August, first signs of trouble happened because I stopped the carbon C60 and I was only giving her the colostrum and the cat vitamins and the cat food, of course, some other things too. But that carbon C60 was the real healer. Now I had a dream with her, and she was on the end of the bed, like she usually is, and I got up, and it was so real though. I thought I was not dreaming. I mean, it was one of those dreams, and I don't dream much, man. If I dream, I don't remember my dreams. These are dreams I'm remembering, which is unusual, right? So I got up, and she's smaller, and she's real lively, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Then all of a sudden I said to myself, wait a minute, this can't be. And then I woke up because I realized, because I was saying this can't be. I know you passed away, and all this. But then I woke up. But that dream was extremely realistic. But then I started thinking, when she came over, I don't know how old she was. She could have been 17 years old, for all I know, when she came over, and maybe she died when she was 19. I don't know, because she did sleep a lot more, and I was saying this stuff. Then I started thinking, how about she was like, she would hiss at the other cats, Then it was like that's how she started out with that stuff. But the thing is, she was like, that's a sign of older age. In other words, your temperament isn't as keen, or you're not as, you know what I mean. You're not like this happy. Like when you're a kid, everybody's friend. Everybody's your friend. When you're older, you're a little whatever. That goes with people. That goes with cats. But she was a sweetie pie. I mean, I really loved the hell out of this. You can see all the things I was talking about with her. And this was actually from July 2018. These pictures right here. But I think when she was showing me, she was smaller, and she was like a scampy little. She just full of life. Like, not the normal way she'd get off the bed. It was like, boom, like real quick and everything. That was her as a kitten. That's what I thought it was. Very, very real. I didn't think it was a dream when it was going on. I was like, oh my God, a miracle. I was like, she's here, she's alive? That's how I was thinking. So, and I know some of this stuff happens. It's very rare, extremely rare that, I'm not into this, contact spirits or anything like that. I'm not, but I know one time when my father died, there was a definite sign from him, a ironclad, ironclad, definite sign, and unmistakable. And it just couldn't be anything else. I don't even want to go into that, but the this kitty cat's dream, the dream I had with her a couple times, because the second time, like the first time, it was like she's showing me her tongue was fine now. The second time she showed me, it's like she was smaller. She was just very, very lively, very quick, boom, like a little kitten, like real quick. And that's how she was when she was younger. Boy, I would have loved to have had her the whole time. I could have probably kept her alive 50 years. I was thinking she was a kitten the whole time. I didn't think she was an old cat. She looks small, she's a smaller cat. But if I knew she was an older cat, I would have done way more for her. I really didn't realize that. I'm kicking myself for not. I'm like, how the hell did I miss on this? How did I not pick up on this? That she's. I was kind of linked with her spiritually. She can communicate to me. She's so much like a human. It's ridiculous. I mean, my other cats, they're like that, but not like she was in a league of her own. And now that I realize what the problem she has, I was going to call her Missy at first, and I said, nah, you're GoldDigger because you're like way more work than all my cats put together. And I was doing I would never punish her. Never, like I noticed she would go to the bathroom in the wrong place sometimes because she didn't feel like going to the litter box. And I'm thinking, holy smokes! Now I never punished her on that ever, never, never. Sometimes I'd catch her like, oh, you're getting ready to go to the bathroom here, and pick her up and put her by the litter box. But she didn't feel like going from the top shelf or something, or if it was something she had to climb down from, she wouldn't want to do it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is because she was up there in years. But she's a sweetie pie and a half. But now even these little things that I thought somebody didn't want to put up with her or something, I was putting up. I didn't mind it. I thought that's just how she was. Whatever, fine. But now I realize that had nothing to do with really her. It had to do with her age. She was up there. Here's like when she was starting to get the cancer. You see on her back a little bit. That actually, I fixed up. The skin issue on the back and stuff. I don't know. I think the reason I couldn't save her, this is where she was having some problems too. This was back in February 2019. The carbon C60 was not. It was working and working, and then when I added the colostrum, it really worked great. And I thought maybe the carbon C60 wasn't working. It wasn't that good or something. Didn't need it, and just do the colostrum. I mean, I could have just gave her the carbon C60, but I didn't. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just give her the colostrum. It's safer, maybe. Well, carbon C60 is safe. There's a lot of BS rumors out there that's no good. You can give carbon C60 to an infant 1 day old. You're not gonna have it. There's no toxicity in that stuff. It's ridiculous. It's there's disinformation out there now. I know it's total disinformation. Here she was in really good shape back July 2018, and here's June 14th, 2019. She's in great shape here, and I got to look at this video again because she yawned, and there might be a hint of a problem with her tongue coming on right here, and I never even noticed it. But she didn't say nothing. I mean, if she would have told me my tongue's beginning to hurt me, I would have saved her. If she would have told me what her age was, they don't talk, I should have picked up on her age was, but she's going to be immortalized in. This is where you can see this. This was like this here, like dark like this on the white board from the shelf. That's from her skin. It was oozing out of her skin. There's some kind of issue. It was always feeling wet. And then when I gave her the colostrum, this was when I first started giving her the colostrum, May 1st, 2019. That issue within a few days stopped. I guess if I gave her a combination of colostrum C60 and then I started like the Spark herbal formula plus the cat vitamins, maybe she would have lasted a few more years. Who the hell knows? But she was up there in years. That's what I never picked up on. I never picked up that on her. This was February 2019. You can see there's a little bit of red on her fur here too. See, that carbon C60 was working, but it was working less and less, it seemed like. So, you know, you start it when you're, really old. It can help you out a lot, but using it all your life, it's going to really probably do a lot more over the long expanse of time. Here she is with the lambskin thing. Boy, I tell you, if I would have saved, well, that's why I got the spooky scaler and a CBD oil gold and the Fanatron bulb and all the herbs and the holistic cat veterinarian. I got all that stuff for her. And I'm going to ask anybody if they know this. Last night I tried to look up, and you could buy it, but you need a prescription from the vet. I was looking up. I'd like to know where you could buy this without a prescription from a vet. Where you could buy the subcutaneous IV kit for the cats. In other words, it's like you can actually do subcutaneous IV on humans too. Not talking intravenous. It's just below the skin. That might have saved her too. I don't know, but I was not able to do that because I don't have the equipment to do it. And maybe if I was doing a subcutaneous IV, she would have not. Well, now I'm starting to think, man. Oh, shit, I should have insisted on like 300 or 400 milliliters of subcutaneous IV instead of putting her to sleep, because possibly the issue was, well, I don't know, maybe that wouldn't have been the issue because something was going on with her. I think her internal organs were damaged in the interim period. In other words, there was a problem where she wasn't eating. I'd say around August 13th, she was eating less and less and less. It was getting real noticeable. Then she was in the vet August 15th. And then I started doing all the stuff. But I couldn't get a lot of food into her. I was getting minute amounts of food in her every day, a little bit here and there. And I finally got a half a can in her, like I think it was August 21st. It took me 4 hours to get a half a can of food in her. But that half a can had 100 calories. So that was, getting some in there. Then I was increasing more and more and more. But I think from August 13th to August 20th or 21st, that's where her liver got damaged, possibly because cats can't go long without food. I mean, she was getting some calories. I was aware of this, and I tried to get any amount of anything in her, but her tongue was hurting. And I did make her tongue feel a lot better. I was down to, would have took me 4 hours to put a half a can into her. Like the first half a can would take maybe 7 minutes by hand feeding her. And she was, here she looked perfect on June 8th, 2019. So, and this is back when she first got here, October. Well, she was only here a couple weeks, October 17th, 2017. She was here exactly 2 weeks back then. And, but I think I was just about successful because, oh yeah, you can notice here in this photo, October 17, 2017, that she's got the 2 black spots in the back here. You notice gray spot here? That gray spot is not the color of her fur. That is, a lot of times it doesn't show up in the videos all that great because of the way the camera light is hitting everything, but you can see it if you're right there. That is all those little black dots. And those little black dots were from the skin, basically like having almost like a little bit of bleeding, and it was oozing out from the skin, and that these black dots were scabs. So when she went to the vet, she went to the vet. She was only here 2 weeks, and I know she was somebody's cat, so I didn't bring her to the vet right away. So she went to the vet a week after this, on the 23rd, 24th of October. And they gave her a convenience shot, which was a broad-based antibiotic, and it really didn't do nothing. And I started giving her the Doc Willard water and the cat vitamins, and you know, I don't know, giving her Whiskas perfectly chicken. I don't know if some people don't like that. She liked that food though. It smells like people food to me. And she was getting a little bit better. Like a lot of redness around her eyes was disappearing and stuff. Like she had, not in her eyes, but it was red around her. She was getting better. And then around December 15th, that's when I started the Carbon C60 and did the purple power the first time. And then I did another brand after that. I think it was SES or something, I forgot. And then I started using the Good and Cheap, which worked fine too. That worked fine too. I mean, boy, if I would have known you were a baby, if I would have known your age, I would have been doing even more. But actually, I probably did extend her life a lot. I wish I knew how old she was. You know, if she lived to be 20 or 18 years old, I won't feel so bad. I mean, I would rather have her to live to be 30. But I'm looking at it like from this angle, you know, she has communicated with me, I think, a few times already. And she's going to be immortalized here on YouTube as far as how long YouTube lasts or how long my channel lasts. I know I'm demonetized right now and all this kind of stuff, but, you know, what are you going to do about it, right? YouTube has become UnicTube. It's like you can't say nothing that's too edgy. And also, you know, Google is really goo hell. And it's really becoming a, you know, restrictive Ministry of Truth site. But I just hope my kitty cat playlist stays up here. I do have the videos backed up a couple times, and I'll put them out on other sites if I have to. But I want to keep this playlist up here because I figure she's immortalized in this, and she has given me signs. I have not got all the pictures, videos up here. I think there's at least 30 more videos. Just gonna be like 80 videos of her or more. And then I also have a playlist specifically on the cat cancer. The vet, I kind of criticized quite a bit because, you know, she's looking at me like she's God. You know, I know she really loves the cats too, but she's so freaking the vet was so brainwashed into her, whatever she learned in medicine. Which, this stuff she knows I don't know. I mean, I didn't know to look inside the tongue. I didn't know that. I mean, I should have done that. I mean, I should have done that first time. I should have figured out she was an older cat, and I would have done freaking way more. God, man. I'm kicking myself in the ass for not picking up on that. But actually, nobody online told me that either, because, hey, dummy, why don't you... She's not jumping up to the chair, and she's not, you know... Actually, if you were here, you know, people were here, they would realize... They probably would have picked up on these signs. I really wasn't... I'm not... I don't know. But the vet didn't even know her age. She couldn't even guess. Oh, at least 10. Well, obviously, you know, there's other things out there to say if a cat can't jump on a bed or a chair, they're at least 13 or 15 years old, at least. Because there's cats that could be 18 that could still do that. So she could have been well up there. But she wasn't... Those skin issues were not surface issues. Those are overall health issues. And, you know, she was a cat. That's why she probably didn't get along with the other guys so much, because that's another feature of older age. That's an older age. She got along with me perfect, but and I noticed every time I got her feeling a little bit better, she got along with the cats a little bit better. So when she was younger, she probably was a super playful, lovely, you know, I mean, she was probably like what she showed me in a dream. Super lively. Like a little rocket. Meow, 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 all over the place, you know? And boy, that seemed very real. That seemed very real. That was a sign from her. That dream was, I don't dream. And I don't remember any dreams that felt that real in I don't know how many years. And it was her. And she was smaller, fast, on the edge of, and I thought it wasn't dreaming. And the other dream was with her showing me her tongue, which was 100% fine. So, you know. Anyway, I figured one thing I figured one good thing about YouTube about keeping a channel, if we'll see if they can even let me have my channel. I don't even know, because they got me demonetized. Is I'm going to keep this playlist up there, and I'll be completing it this week, putting all their videos up there, all the ones I know of, and because I want her to, like, I don't know. I mean, she's not here physically, but I want her immortalized, because I think she's one sweet baby. You know that, really. So, and I am making sure all my cats get this carbon C60 all the time. Plus the Doc Willard water. I was doing this with her too, but maybe she was at the end of the line. I don't really know. I mean, I always think there's a way around it. There's always a way you can extend life, but I just wasn't aware of all the criteria. That's what's getting me. I mean, when I found out she had the cancer, I realized she was an older cat and went balls to the wall. I mean, the only thing I could have probably done more than that I did was if I had the IV, but then I can't order it. So if anybody knows how I can order that stuff without a doctor's prescription, because I'm not talking intravenous, I'm talking subcutaneous. It's not dangerous. Any idiot can do this stuff. I mean, I'm very careful the way I do things, and I think I'm better than the doctors, to tell you the truth. I didn't really like how the doctor was talking to me, like, about her quality of life, because if she survived the cancer and her tongue was messed up and she couldn't eat that well, I'd make sure I prepare special food for her all the time. And if I had to hand feed her every day, I would hand feed her, and I'd give her loads of CBD oil, and I would think anything she had an issue with that was broken, there have been ways to heal it with the scalar from the Spooky 2 and molecular scalar or whatever. I think I could have, if she would have made it through. But I think what really did her in was not the cancer. I think the cancer was mainly gone. I think it was a breakdown in the vital organs. And that happened early on. Like in other words, from that time period where I saw she wasn't eating much to the time, till the stuff I was doing started taking effect, there was not enough calories in her. It was like for like a week, it was like really low calories. And and then when she started eating more and more, she was not, I mean, it wasn't being processed correctly. I don't know, the vet was telling me, you think she just has cancer? You know what, lady, I already know this crap. I mean, God, I hate when people tell me some stupid, obvious things like they're dumb. Like, I don't understand that cancer could be everywhere, too. I don't think she had cancer anywhere. I think her cancer was knocked out. The problem was there was too much damage. The reason I say the cancer was knocked out, if you looked on the outside of her fur, she had, it's very difficult to pick it up. There's a couple places I can pick it up and like do a screenshot. She had, like the flesh was, the fur was gone on both sides, very sparse. It had these dots, brown spots. But if you smelled it, it smelled like something decaying. And that's the way it smelled inside her mouth too. And that smell was gone. That was, the cancer was actually decaying the tongue, around in the mouth, and on the skin. All that smell was gone. And the reason I'm saying I think the cancer was mostly gone was the skin healed up all the way, and the fur came back, and it was like half length. It was growing back in. It was all, the white color with the black spots where she has the black spots. And on the tongue, she, like, what took me hours. At first, I couldn't even get her anything in her mouth. It took like from, say, it was August 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The 6th day, I was able to actually get a half a can in her mouth 4 hours to hand feed, 4 hours to do half a can. But then by the 24th, it was more food going on her. She was getting like 150 calories or more a day. And then by the end of August, she was getting a couple hundred calories, and then she was getting like 230 to 350 calories in the beginning of beginning of September onward. But somehow she was never pooping. I never seen her poop. I'm like, where the hell is it? What's going on? I thought she was clogged up. And when I took her to the vet, she was empty. Empty. So somehow, but she was all puffy in her belly. So somehow the food was not being processed right. Something was wrong with her, I don't know, your vital organs or something. I don't know, maybe her liver was damaged really bad. I don't really know what. So possibly maybe if I had the only thing I could have thinking was the subcutaneous IV. But I couldn't get that. I mean, I was giving her water by a squirt bottle very gently on each. She'd work with me. She'd like do this side for a while and do 15 minutes on that side on the corner of her mouth. Little squirt bottle, not full squirt, little squirts, and she'd be gulping it down. And she can also drink out of the sink and also the little water dish, which had. And she was drinking out of one side. She had to tilt her head, and she was drinking out of there, and it was going okay. And I could see she's gulping the water down. I'm thinking, how the hell is she dehydrated? But then I'm thinking, I guess the only way, maybe there was a kidney damage and liver damage going on, and that was in that critical stage. Now, this is where I got mad at YouTube, because if I wasn't demonetized on August 6th, the first sign, I didn't even think there was a problem. There's a little bit of red on her fur on August 3rd at night. August 3rd on the daytime, in the morning, no problem. And so I get demonetized on August 6th, so I'm uploading videos on BitChute and all this. And, if I had a little more attention, my attention diverted to her, versus, because my attention got diverted away from her, and I thought she just had a skin issue. If I would have picked up on this a week earlier, that could have made all the difference in the world. Because if I would have picked up on this when she was still eating okay, but maybe slowing down a little bit, that could have made all the difference in the world. That's kind of like a display of how YouTube has turned from a force of good to a force of bad. That's what it's gotten to right now. So, but I plan to keep on making videos and stuff. But I know I almost guarantee you, I think the monetization on my channel is never going to come back. Not that that's a lot of money, but it's something that. I've been doing it for 6 years, and I'm reading about what they're doing. A lot of people, there's people out there doing this stuff for 10 years, and all of a sudden out of the blue to get demonetized. Which I'm looking at it like this: they're doing this not for the reasons they're saying. They're doing it because the big guys want to completely control everything on YouTube, and they are. They're just making it so they don't want anybody with an independent voice, even if the independent voice isn't stepping on their toes. It's like nobody's got room for anybody independent anymore. Like, even if you made money, it's going to be way less. Which I've noticed over the years. Every year, on January, the ad rate goes way the hell down. I'm thinking, whatever the hell they're doing, I don't know. But I'm thinking right now, my main use of YouTube is keeping GoldDigger alive. Tiffany GoldDigger, my precious gift from the gods, alive on the playlist, because she'll exist on the airwaves. And she was also she's very important that if you have an older pet, too, and I didn't know she was an older pet, that was the thing. I was just thinking I wanted her to live 50 years. I thought she was a young cat. That's how attached I was to her. But the Carbon C60 really did a lot for her. And there's a lot of rumors out there telling people not to do this, not to do that. I'm like, whatever. I mean, it's okay if the doctors don't want to take the carbon C60 because I don't think they deserve to take it. All the crap they do, it's ridiculous. They're garbage. But regular people need to wake up to the real truth. Um, she got so much better when she started taking that stuff, and I think it's a combination. If you got to have the right nutrition, the colostrum is another biggie. The cat vitamins are another biggie. But if I would have gave her people food every day, the cat vitamins. Actually, she was getting a lot of people food from me, quite a bit. I fed her people food a lot of times, man. I always gave her part of what I was eating. So, anyway, so there's gonna be a playlist up there. Miss Meow Meow staying up there, and I got my videos all double backed up. If YouTube goes away, the first thing I'm gonna make sure is Tiffany GoldDigger's videos go up on a different platform, so she stays immortalized. But I truly think cats are a gift from the gods, and she truly was a gift for. It could have been that she never came by me in the first place. So I'm glad she came over. I'm sure still kicking myself not picking up that she was an older cat. But, God, it's amazing the vet couldn't even estimate. I'm thinking, you people are supposed to know this stuff. You're supposed to be able to look at the teeth. And she had to be an older cat. She couldn't jump up on the bed or the chair. She slept like 20 hours a day. She didn't feel like playing with the other cats a lot. She was just, I just figured she was just a mellow cat, But I think when she was younger, she was a lively little zoom, 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 as she showed me in a dream. So, very realistic dream. I couldn't, I thought I was awake. I mean, I don't have dreams like that. So, to me, that was a sign. There's a couple times three times she gave me a sign. So she's okay, and I'm still going bat for her. So she's going to be up here on YouTube for maybe longer than YouTube's around because I'll make sure she's up on whatever platform replaces YouTube. They keep playing hardball with these stuff. They're not going to be around because I can tell you right now I'm going to be heading to the gym here pretty soon. And they got cable TV on there, Dish Network or Comcast or some crap. All these channels, I don't watch any of them. It's free, right? I'm paying for the I don't watch none of it. So if YouTube wants to bow down to the big corporations, they're gonna fall. They're gonna go under like MySpace did, real fast. I remember all the girls. I was always on there with the girls are doing the dieting and stuff, and dieting and starvation and whatever. I remember them complaining about it's MySpace, and I didn't like it, and all of a sudden, it sunk. It sunk like a stone. This is like before YouTube got big. So, this is what happens when people get overconfident, too. It's typical that people on the top, they think they can't make mistakes because they've been right so many times that everything they just got the plan. They don't have their heartbeat on the people anymore. So, but I think this Tiffany GoldDigger is she's the heartbeat of me. She's got my heartbeat. So anyway, she's gonna be immortalized. I'll be getting the rest of these videos up on that playlist. I think there's at least 80 videos I did of her, more, maybe 90 or 100. Not including the cancer videos. I did a lot of cancer videos, too. And I was doing the cancer videos because I was hoping that if she got better. But just remember, even though she didn't make it, I think the cancer was gone. Like I said, that smell, there was a smell from her mouth, like it was a rotting smell. I got that went away. She was eating a lot better. The tongue wasn't hurting anywhere near like it was. In other words, there was damage to the tongue, but it was like damage. There was nothing going on where it was eating the tongue away still. In other words, just the cancer did the damage, and the fur on the back and the skin issue and stuff, that was all cancer. It smelled like something rotting or something. And that was all healed up, and you put your nose on her fur. It smelled nice and really good and everything. And so I was just about successful. I think I was successful. Like, in other words, if she was 10 or 12 years old, I think she would have made. I think she was really up there. I really don't know how old she was. I don't know. She could have been 18 or more. It's a possibility. Because when she came here, she couldn't jump up on a car. I remember that. I remember doing the videos that I had to feed her. I used to put her up on a car. She could jump down. She couldn't jump up. But I don't know. I love this cat to death. I really love her. So she's around. She's around.